The next day we set about putting our plan into action once I turn human for the night.
感度はどうだ星野くん。
I can hear you loud and clear.
私の声はどうかな。他のみんなも聞こえてる？ええ、聞こえていますよ。
I have a wireless headset in my ear transmitting everyone's voices to me. We are holding a group call by using a smartphone app.
私、こういうの初めてだからドキドキしちゃうな。人間というのはいろいろ便利なものを作り出すものじゃな。
Akagi has joined in too.
ともかく、これで何かあっても対応できるはずです。
Yeah, that's reassuring. This is the plan I suggested. I'll be the bait myself to lure out the culprit.
君もあの時姿を見られている。警戒して出てこない可能性も高い。すぐに成果が出せるとは限らないことは肝に銘じておいてくれ。
I know that. But there aren't many people with hearts weak enough to have fragments forced from them, are there? Using my dad as bait worked well for Akagi, but there aren't many more people we can do the same with. I don't know if he realized there was a hole in my heart back then. But if he did, he should have me marked as the perfect target. If he sees me alone, I bet his instincts will take over and he'll attack me.
修二君、私たちから離れすぎないようにしてね。
Yeah, I won't. The culprit has to think I'm alone. Everyone else will have to stay back, hidden from sight. Funnily enough, everyone on the street sees me as talking to myself. They all look at me like I'm crazy as they pass by.
星野君、油断しないでください。
Huh? Don't worry, I won't be.
相手は人化の術を覚えている可能性もあるんですよ。人間に見えてもぼんやりしないでしっかり警戒を。
Oh yeah. That could happen. I never considered that. Damn.
だが、小鳥は目立たなくては意味がない。一旦人の多い道へ出てから人気のない道へ入るのじゃ。そうすれば相手も襲いやすいはずじゃ。
Right, I've just gotta keep walking the back alleys.
けど、危なくないかな。人の多いところで襲われる可能性もあるよね。
危険はあるが、効率的なのは確かだろう。星名くん次第だと思うが、どうする？
I'll do it. I'll make sure to be extra careful with anyone who gets near me.
でも修二君が怪我をしたら意味がないんだからね。
I won't. I'd rather not get hurt if I can help it. I'm aware of the danger, but this is our only chance. We have to see this through.
修二君、私も止めるつもりはないよ。でも本当に気をつけて。
Thank you. Sorry for making you worried.
いいよ。それより分かってる？二人の時間も犠牲にしてるんだからね。無事に終わったら後でたっぷり埋め合わせしてよね。
Yeah, that's a promise. As planned, I keep moving between wide and narrow streets. But things aren't going as well as I had hoped.
やはりこの辺りではもう狩りをしないつもりなのかもしれないな。狩り場を変えたのだとしたら厄介だ。
もっと捜索範囲を広げてみますか？いや、あっちは反対じゃな。しょっちゅう場所を変えては相手もこちらを見つけづらくなる。一度場所を決めたらあとは待つしかないものじゃ。
赤城の言う通りだ。だからこそ厄介なんだよ。
なるほど。それが動物の習性というものかもしれませんね。
Us three humans have hardly a word to say about this part of the plan. We ought to leave this to the Alps.
ところで一つわからんことがある。
なんだ？言ってみてくれ。
I'm getting a weird feeling about this conversation.
昨日はやけに凶暴化しておったが、小僧の父親を襲う前までは特に不審な様子は見られなかったのじゃ。そういえば私たちが最初に見つけた時もすごくおとなしかったよね。
Yeah, and he was more attached to me than Tsumugi. That is pretty strange, now that I think about it. Perhaps he had already worked out I was a target back then? Then when I handed him to Atsuma-san, he decided she was an even better target. No. I can't be thinking about that now.
アルプになりかけている時、不安定になるものは多い。
だがあそこまで暴走するものか。お前の時はどうだったのだ、ナナオ。
私はすぐあるがままの自分を受け入れられたが。
優等生ぶりおって。
Regardless, nothing's gonna happen until we find and catch him. I'll just have to keep walking around. No one's approaching me yet.
修二君、そろそろ疲れてきたんじゃない？少し休憩する？
I'm fine, I'm not human for long anyway. I plan on staying out here until I reach my time limit.
いえ、申し訳ないのですが、私たちの方が少し疲れてきました。10分ほど通話を切らせていただきたいのですが。ね、ナナオ。
そうだな。赤城も通話を切れ。
なに？あっちはまだ。もちろんシーバさんたちは会話を続けても結構ですから。ひょっとしてこれが空気を読むということか。よかろうなのじゃ。分かっていただけて何よりです。ちょっとみんな。では、ごゆっくり。周囲の警戒は私たちでしておきますので。
Huh? Is this really happening? Oh, they hung up.
なんだか気を使われちゃったみたいだね。
Well, I like to get this done quickly, but there's no use in being impatient. I lean against the nearby wall and take a break. But what am I meant to talk about now? This is hardly the time to be flirting.
明日からまた学院だね。
Yeah, but tonight's far from over. Come to think of it, do you have any plans for Christmas?
うちは家族みんなで集まるしきたりだけど、今年はどうしようかな。
We end up doing something close to flirting anyway. However, I suddenly remember there's something I've been meaning to ask at Tsumugi. This is a good opportunity to sag into the topic. Speaking of tradition, do you remember what you said before? About how you wore a boy's clothing as a kid?
ああ、それしきたりっていうか、おまじないっていうか、そんなに古いものじゃないんだよ。昔ね、うちのおばあちゃん体が弱かったんだって。
Oh, right. For some reason, I find myself fascinated by this conversation. Your grandma was a girl, right?
何言ってるの、当たり前だよ。ああ、けどその頃ね、おばあちゃんのお母さんが占い師の人か何かに相談したらしくて、男の子の格好をさせれば元気に育つって言われたそうなの。
It was a different time back then.
だよね。でもそのおかげで無事大きくなれたって思ったらしくて、以来私のうちでは女の子は男の子の格好をさせられちゃうみたいなの。
That custom doesn't sound very enjoyable for the girls. Anyway, you hear a lot of stories about childhood frailty, it seems. It reminds me of Akagi's promise, actually. Say, your grandma didn't happen to be hospitalized for a while for an operation, did she? Haha, surely not.
どうして知ってるの？
Wait.
でももちろん今は全然平気なんだよ。手術したのも確かもう50年くらい前の話だから。
So the person Akagi was visiting in the hospital was Tsumugi's grandma? Wait, did you just say 50 years?
多分逆算しても合ってると思うけどな。
Holy shit. No, it can't be. This is too insane. Maybe, just maybe, Akagi was drawn to Tsumugi because she felt something familiar in her.
それがどうかしたの？
Oh, well. Ah! Crap, talk about bad timing. We're out of time. I'm about to turn into a teddy.
そうなんだ。じゃあすぐ迎えに行くね。
Well, it's possible, or even likely, that this is all a coincidence. I need to get to the bottom of that when I have the time. Everyone's waving at me. Well, I guess this is it for today. We'll have to continue tomorrow. Huh? A growl comes from a nearby bush. You gotta be kidding me. Could he have picked a worse time? Of course not, because he's been targeting me all this time. Everything has worked out so perfectly in his favor that I can't imagine it any other way. He charges at me the moment I turn into a teddy bear. What? I'm suddenly propelled at a tremendous speed. I struggle to comprehend what's happening to me for a moment.
しまった。修二君。
I see everyone growing distant in my wobbling vision. The puppy has grabbed hold of my foot and is sprinting away as fast as his 4 legs can carry him. This is way too fast. Too shaky. I'm losing conscious.
とにかく追うんだ。二手に分かれよう。
I'm sorry, everyone.
どうして返事をしてくれぬ？あっちは毎日窓をつついているというのに、どうして何も答えてくれるのじゃ。
Huh? Akagi?
どうして頑張れたんだ。大切な人を失った後だ。どうして
一番の友達なのに、どうして何もしてあげられないの？
What is this? This feels similar to the dreams I usually see after absorbing fragments. But this time my point of view is much lower.
あの犬どうするのかしら。保健所から引き取ってきてからもう10年以上も生きてるんだって。でも雑種でしょ。お父さんみたいな物好きじゃあるまいし、欲しがる人なんて。
Who are they? A strange smell permeates the room they occupy. The smell of death. Next to them is a coffin holding my now silent master. He was so loved, and now he's been reduced to a black and white photo, always showing that same smile forevermore. I know that he'll never pat me on the head with that wrinkled hand again. The dog decides to set off on a journey, dragging its aging body down the street. Could this dream be? Time whizzes by. Now I'm suddenly looking up at Atsuma-san's face.
こら、やめなさい。そんなに懐いたって私は飼ってあげられないわ。もう友達を失うのは嫌なのよ。やっぱりこの人も大切な人を失ったんだ。
I hear a voice.
もしあなたが人間と同じくらい長生きだったらなんて。ダメ都合よく考えたって仕方がないわ。さあそろそろミルクが冷えた頃ね。もし僕が人間だったら君を慰めてあげられるのかな。君は多分僕と同じだから。おや、なんだろうあれは。
The puppy realizes the condition of Atsuma-san's heart. His budding, Alphood allows him to detect her fragments by instinct.
あれは君の一部なのかな。あれを手に入れれば君と同じになれる気がする。
No way!
そうだ、僕ならずっと君のそばにいてあげられるんだ。僕なら。
No, stop! This won't turn out the way you think it will. The puppy jumps playfully toward Atsuma-san, and then he sinks a small fang into her heart. Stop! I open my eyes with a start. I'm in the school courtyard. The puppy is howling up at the moon. That dream I just had, I was looking into his heart, wasn't I? How was I able to hear the voices of fragments I haven't absorbed? The puppy keeps on howling. But then, accompanied by his howls, comes a flood of emotions. Every taste, color and temperature you can imagine assail me at once, like I am surrounded by a crowd of people. What is this? I'd be utterly confused if I hadn't seen that dream just now. But I think I can see what's going on here. Akagi did say that it was strange how violent the dog was being. Have you not been able to absorb the fragments? He never meant to hurt Atsuma-san. That's probably why he was so surprised. He was so startled by how he accidentally hurt his new master that he was left unable to absorb the fragments, which in turn only served to confuse him further. It's like other people's emotions have infiltrated his heart. They shouldn't be there. And so, with his reasoning left a mess, he's been unable to go against his instincts. His instincts tell him to seek out fragments, but the more he collects, the more jumbled his heart becomes, and the further from his initial goal he strays. This is not a good state for him to be in. But this alone doesn't explain why I saw that dream. There has to be another, simpler explanation. Are these howls pleas for help? Help me! Help me! That's what it sounds like to me. That dream was a response to his desperate pleas for help. It's at times like this I'm glad I have my power. If I didn't have it, I would have deemed this guy a villain and handed down my sentence accordingly. But that's not how things are. You know, you've been going about this all wrong. You need to learn the proper way to do things. The puppy looks at me. I'm not too different from you. I've been making one mistake after another lately. The puppy circles me and cautiously sizes me up. I became up like this in order to help the woman I love. But I failed to realize there were other people who cared about me too. I've been paying the price for my screw-ups ever since. Hey, are you listening to me? No, he can't hear me, can he? Damn it. I understand how he feels, but I have no way of communicating with him. At least he doesn't look like he's about to attack me. He's just keeping his distance and circling me. He's probably confused as to whether I'm human or a teddy bear. I don't know if I should be happy or sad about that. I've got to come up with a plan. What can I do? Ah! Was that Tsumugi and Akagi? I just caught a glimpse of them in the shadow of the school. Achi-san or Soma-san weren't by their side, but I'm sure they're not far behind. All the fragments will return to their proper owners with a single whack of Tsumugi's hammer. What we have to do hasn't really changed. But Akagi is exhausted after her defeat yesterday. And Tsumugi may have transformed, but that doesn't give her superhuman powers. I'll have to create a chance for them to use. I can do this. Come on, there's no need to be so cautious. I may look like a teddy bear, but I'm a genuine human. You'd get all the fragments you want if you attack me. you'll never have an easier target. Not working, huh? I'm sure Tsumugi can hear me, but that doesn't mean much if the dog doesn't take the bait. Damn it, I'm so useless. Huh? Was that the sound of a twig breaking or something? It came from over where I saw Tsumugi earlier. The dog reacts to it by instantly sprinting in that direction. Hey, wait! Crap, he managed to knock Tsumugi over yesterday like it was nothing. And Akagi's heart is weak. She won't be able to put up much of a fight either. Tsumugi comes running out of the shadows, and the puppy chases after her on instinct. Stop it!
バカ者が所詮はただの犬っころじゃな
Akagi from out of nowhere behind me.
せっかく捕まえた獲物を置いて紬を追いかけていくとはな
When did you...
お前のおとりになるという案を採用してやったのじゃろうが
Hey! Tsumugi's the bait right now.
そうかならやはりお前がおとりになるのじゃ
Huh? Hey! Akagi picks me up and brandishes me as a makeshift shield.
おい犬っころいつまで女の尻を追いかけておるこのままこいつを連れ帰ってもいいのか
The puppy stops chasing Tsumugi and charges at us instead. Oh, finally! So, what do we do now?
知るか今のあっちではあいつには勝てんからな
Wait, you're actually using me as a shield? The corners of Akagi's mouth curl up into a grin. The puppy has close into pouncing distance.
はあ行かせないよ
Tsumugi shoots through the night like the wind. With astonishing swiftness, she catches up to the dog. Tsumugi brings her hammer down in a flurry of swings. But the puppy nimbly evades each one, with each dodge moving the two further away from us. Wow, I thought being a witch didn't give you any special powers. Now that I think about it, Tsumugi's rather quick-footed for a girl. Maybe she's just naturally athletic? I could picture that.
当然じゃあっちの選んだ魔女が弱いはずないじゃろ
But her opponent is strong enough to send mere humans flying. The puppy corrects its posture, shifting to a defensive stance.
まだまだみんなの心のかけらを返してもらうんだから
Tsumugi, be careful!
でも逃がすわけにはいかないはずでしょ一撃入れるだけでいいはずなんだから
Tsumugi and the puppy begin circling each other. The puppy doesn't seem likely to give us another window to escape. But the biggest problem is that Tsumugi is a complete amateur when it comes to fighting.
行くよ
No, wait! Don't attack while your opponent is on the defensive. The dog leaps at Tsumugi mid-charge. She manages to deflect his attack with the handle of a hammer, but just barely. The dog's might is too overpowering for her. Tsumugi topples over onto her back. Tsumugi!
まずいな
But instead of pouncing her, the puppy turns to us. Tsumugi was just a distraction, while Akagi and I are his dinner. We have to run. Akagi!
バカなことを言うな紬の言う通りもう逃がすわけにはいかん次はどこの誰が被害に遭うかわからんのだからな
But you just said you were in no state to fight. My speech falters at the sight of Akagi. With crystal clear eyes, she stares down the puppy. The puppy leaps at us. Akagi barely manages to dodge it.
おっと危ない危ない紬があいつから一本取ってくれるならそれが一番だったのじゃがな
So what's the plan?
一つ訂正しておかねば後味が悪いと思ってな
The puppy continues its assault while we have our conversation. Akagi dodges each pounce the critter makes. Does it have to be right now?
あっちは紬のことも友達だと思ってる
Well, that's something you should tell her, not me.
バカ者修二お前のこともじゃ
Akagi?
過去の友達だけではない ちは今いる友達のことも大切に思っているぞ。
Wait. I don't know what she's up to, but it can't be anything good.
修二、お前との取引は破棄させてもらう。そうすればお前は今すぐ人間に戻れるじゃろう。
What?
でも一方的に破棄などすれば今度はあっちの方が代償を払う羽目になるじゃろうかな。
She'd have to pay with all of her heart power she's been saving up. She'd lose it all in an instant. You idiot! Aren't you trying to become human? And I'm not sure, but I think the person you've been looking for is really close by.
修二、お前こそ父親を救うのではないのか。
Hey!
すまなかったな。あれはあっちのミスじゃ。
This isn't fair. Why are you saying this now? The puppy comes flying at us again. Akagi dodges it by taking a huge leap back.
さあ修二、覚悟を決めろ。あっちにはあれを止められん。だがオスのお前なら一瞬くらいは何とかできるじゃろう。そうすればあとは紬が何とかしてくれるはずじゃ。
Akagi, you...
泣き言は許さん。できるのかできないのかどっちじゃ。
Our opponent is no ordinary puppy. I honestly don't know if I can do this. But what else am I supposed to say? The burden is too great, with too many people counting on me for me to pick any other response. I can do it.
いい返事じゃ。任せるぞ修二。紬！
The puppy comes flying at us like a bullet. Akagi puts me on the ground and then places her hand against my back. Oh! And I'm back in my human form before I know it. The puppy leaps at me. I grab it out of the air and grapple it to the ground in an effort to stop it. But obviously I'm no match for him when it comes to strength. The puppy launches me backward, knocking me on my ass. I have a vague realization that someone who is meant to be behind me isn't, but I'm too busy focusing on the puppy to worry about that. Stop struggling! Listen up, I'm gonna tell you about us humans, the thing you are trying to become. We are all a bunch of idiots who can't learn without screwing up. You and I have both made our share of mistakes, but we have to take responsibility for them. I owe it to my dad to take responsibility for mine. I'm going to become someone who cares for others as much as he's cared for me. And I plan on spending my entire life repaying the support Tsumugi has given me. After all the help everyone has given me and all the trouble I've put them through, I've finally grown up, even if only a little. But I have to accept that that's who I am. I'm weak, an absolute mess of a person, and that's okay. You need to open your eyes and find a way to repay your new master. And to repay everyone else while you're at it. You got that? Promise me that you'll own up to your mistakes and make it up to everyone. Tsumugi!
修二君！
Tsumugi brings the hammer down on the puppy's noggin, emanating a dazzling light on impact. Particles of light spread out all around us, as if we are being surrounded by 1,000 fireflies. It's as if each one is thanking us for their release. The lights then identify their owners and shoot off into the sky, creating a spectacular light show.
きれい。
Tsumugi stares up at the spectacle, spellbound. Not long after, the puppy stands up as if nothing ever happened, despite the huge bump on his head. Mystified, he looks around before running off somewhere. Perhaps he's going back to Atsuma-san. Due to the large amount of heart power he just lost, I doubt he'll become an elf anytime soon. It all depends on how he acts in the coming years.
なんとかなったみたいだね、修二君。
Yeah.
でも、あれ、赤城は？打ち合わせではね、修二君のこと、少しだけ人の姿に戻す方法があるみたいに言ってたけど。ねえ、修二君、それって。
Looks like Tsumugi's figured it out. Yeah, Akagi used up her own heart power to turn me back into a human. So... The shrill caw of a large black bird interrupts our conversation.
赤城なの。
Can you not speak Japanese anymore? After everything she has done to find a witch, after 50 years of trying to keep her promise, after so many decades, you were so close to becoming human, and yet, did you know this would happen?
修二君、大丈夫みたい。
Huh? Is that your fragment bottle? She had previously spent all of her fragments filling my and my dad's hearts, but now it's filling back up before our eyes, almost to the point of bursting.
きっと修二君の心の穴が埋まったんだよ。むしろ利子をつけてもらったくらい、こんなにすごい反応は初めてだよ。
Wait, my heart has healed? Honestly, it doesn't feel like anything's different. But maybe it's true. Perhaps I'm finally ready to be a normal person, just like everyone else. Our achievement today has been monumental.
さあ、修二君も持って。
So your bottle's completely full now?
私が赤城に前借りした魔力を返せるんだよ。
And with that, Tsumugi will be released from her contract.
赤城、こんなものじゃ足りないかもしれないけど、受け取って。私たちが集めた心のかけら。
You can be annoying as hell, but I guess it'll be cool if you come back to normal.
私が魔女として果たす最後の役目だよ。いつか赤城が人間になって当たり前の友達になれるように、ずっとその手助けがしたかった。ようやく叶えられるね。
Light pours out of the bottle. Several glistening rainbows wrap around our friend. This may not be as much as what she just lost, but please, let this at least help her dream come true. The light around us slowly dissipates, revealing our surroundings. With my heart aflutter in anxiety and anticipation, I watch as Akagi comes into view. The winter winds have been growing colder by the day, and now, tonight, it's cold enough to snow. But despite the shiver-inducing temperatures, everyone has a spring in their step. A festive atmosphere hangs over every nook and cranny of the town. As well it should. For today is the 24th of December, Christmas Eve.
困ったわね。来るのが早すぎたかしら。
Oh, is that Tsumugi's grandma? While rubbing her cold hands together, a lone elderly woman sits down on a bench. It seems she is planning to meet someone. A single raven flies down to join her and perches itself atop on the bench, a backrest.
あら、ごきげんよう。あなたも誰かと待ち合わせ？ひょっとして私が驚かないのが不思議かしら。でもね、私には昔少し変わった友達がいたのよ。あなたによく似て、喉のところの羽毛がふさふさしてた。普通のカラスと違って大ガラスっていうそうだけど、こんなところにも飛んでくるのね。
While gazing at the raven, the old lady reminisces.
ごめんなさい、じろじろ見ちゃって。なんだか思い出しちゃって。私ね、小さい頃男の子の格好をさせられてたことがあるの。私は体が弱かったから強い子に育つためのおまじないなんだって言われたわ。けど当時はそれが嫌でね、病気が治ったら他の子みたいに白いワンピースが着てみたいってダダをこねたこともあったわ。今じゃそんなの似合わないだろうけど。
The old woman looks down at the ground before continuing on.
その友達とね、約束をしたの。また来年ここで会いましょうって。変でしょ？でもそのことはちゃんと言葉が通じる気がしてたのよ。けど幸か不幸か、私はもうその病院へ戻ることはなかったの。引っ越しなんかもあったから子供が一人で行けるような距離ではなかったし、なんて言い訳ね。でもずっと約束を守れなかったことが気にかかっていたの。私が元気になれたことちゃんと報告できなかったから心配させている気がしてね。娘や孫にまでおまじないを続けさせちゃったのもその子に気づいてほしかったからかもしれないわ。迷惑なおばあちゃんね。
By this point, the raven has hopped down to the bench seat right next to the old lady.
もしあなたが私の友達と会うことがあったら、約束を守れなくてごめんなさいって伝えてもらえるかしら。そう、ありがとう。
おばあちゃん、ごめん、待った。
あら、孫が迎えに来てくれたみたい。実はね、今日は孫が彼氏を紹介してくれるんですって。隣にいる背の高い子がそうかしら。
もうおばあちゃん、誰と話してたの？
まあ、いなくなっちゃってるわね。
You're Tsumugi-san's grandmother, right? I'm Hoshina Shuji.
まあまあ、孫がいつもお世話になってます。
The raven perches atop a nearby lamp-post, looking down at the boy as he bows. He's shivering from not the cold, but his nerves.
もうおばあちゃんたらそういうのはあと。今日は修二君のお父さんも来てくれてね、 二人の家族みんなでファミリーパーティーなんだから。
Tsumugi takes the old lady's hand and starts to walk.
楽しみね、とても。
The raven is unable to hold back that shrill caw. Noticing it, the man turns his head in surprise. Hey, quit acting like you're not involved. You're an important guest. You better not go home on your own, Akagi.
分かっておるの。
普段ワインはたしなみませんが、うまいもんですな。あ、ただのチリワイン？いやいや、安くてうまいなら名産に違いありません。
Dad, don't drink too much.
今日くらいいいだろう。めでたい上に酒がうまいのがいかんのだ。
Shuji's dad acts as the mood setter for the party, immediately hitting it off with Tsumugi's parents. Meanwhile, Shuji's talent for cooking gains him popularity among the women. They ooh and ah over the way he nimbly maneuvers himself around the kitchen.
安心したわ。いいお婿さんが来てくれそうで。
もうおばあちゃんもお母さんもあんまりからかわないで。けどそうなってくれたらいいな。
Akagi stands alone on the veranda, peering inside.
やれやれ、見せつけてくれるな。中で混じることもできんのに料理だけ出されてもな。
Despite her complaints, she still pecks away at the roast chicken left out for her. Akagi has recovered her ability to speak, but she cannot yet transform into a human. It will likely take many months, if not years, for her to regain all her powers.
しかしおかげで古い友達とも再会を果たせた。これで思い残すこともない。あの二人ならきっと幸せになってくれるだろうからな。行くか、北へ。
That should be where her old flock is now.
ちょっと赤木、どこ行くつもり？つむぎか。
Right as Akagi was about to take flight, the one person she didn't want to be spotted by climbs up onto the roof with her.
この土地にいるのもいい加減起きてきての。しばし旅へ出ることにしたのじゃ。赤木は渡り鳥だもんね。旅をするのが自然なことなのかもね。そういうことじゃ。世話になったな。まさかお前の祖母があっちの友人だったとは思わんかったぞ。私もびっくりしちゃった。でもおばあちゃんが私と赤木を結びつけてくれたようにも思うんだ。かもしれん。
The two of them look up at the dark clouds in the sky that are ready to burst. Akagi won't get far if she doesn't take flight soon, but she can't bring herself to spread her wings just yet.
ねえ赤木。なんじゃ。ひょっとして人間になるのはもうやめちゃうつもり？だっておばあちゃんに会えたことである意味目的は果たしちゃったわけでしょ。バカ者。
What slipped from her beak were words you would not have expected from her.
目的など大して重要ではなかったのじゃ。今度は友人としていつかあの輪の中へ入っていきたい。
Laughter and chatter burst out of the room beneath them. Akagi watches as Shuji strolls out onto the veranda below and listens in on their conversation.
今はまた別の気持ちで人間になりたいと思っておる。あっちにとっての自由とは自分のいたい場所にいつまでもいられることなのじゃから。よかった。クリスマスプレゼントが無駄にならなくて済みそうで。何？あっちに何かくれるつもりなのか？気になる？あっちはもらえるものなら何でももらう主義じゃ。 で、どんなプレゼントなのじゃ？今、赤木が一番必要としてるものです。何？なんであろうな。餌ならもうたらふく食ったが。違う。人間になるんだったら、心のかけらを集める魔女がいるでしょ？紬。そして、その魔女の願いはね、友達が人間になれることなんだよ。いつかその子とも一緒にパーティーができるように。
Akagi's vision blurs. She looks up at the sky in an attempt to deceive Tsumugi.
お、雪。そうだな。修二くん、やったね。ホワイトクリスマスだよ。
Yeah. A reply comes from the veranda. The two of them likely planned this from the start.
バカ者、雪など嬉しいものか。これではとても遠くまで飛んでいくことはでき、もう少しこの場にとどまらねばならんようだ。そうしよう、赤木。これからもよろしくね。サノバウィッチ。
Well, looks like we reached the end of Tsumugi's route. But before I end this video, let's check out Tsumugi's after story, shall we?
アフターストーリーです。
The day after Tsumugi decided to become a witch again. It's the 25th of December, but it's being spent as a perfectly ordinary day. It's weird how we had a big party for Christmas Eve, but Christmas itself is just like any other day.
まあ平日で学院もあったからね。
It's now after school and the two of us are walking home side by side. We've gotten into the habit of going to my place after school whenever there's nothing going on.
昨日のパーティーが楽しすぎたんだよ。
Tsumugi naturally links her arm around mine. Haha, I knew my dad was gonna drink too much. He didn't bother anyone, did he?
全然面白い人だって受けてたもん。それにうちのお父さんも一緒になって酔っ払ってたじゃない。
Your dad seemed really scary at first, but the two of them totally hit it off. Maybe I can learn a thing or two about socializing by watching my dad. On a whim, I glance over at Tsumugi's uniform.
あ、どうかしたかな。
Just thinking it's kind of a shame to see you in that now that you can wear girls' clothing again.
そうなんだけど、なんか恥ずかしくて。
Yeah, that's good. Really puts your legs on display. Tsumugi actually wore a girl's uniform for a while after being freed from her contract. But it got her a lot of unwanted attention, so she went back to her old one. It's too bad. Her love of girly clothes hasn't changed, but at least now I'm the only one who gets to see her in them. And you know, that ain't a bad deal for me. But more importantly, that outfit is a symbol of Tsumugi's determination. I can't believe you're gonna become a witch again. It was hard enough the first time.
修二君こそもっと反対されるかと思ってた。
Well, going through another round of compensation won't be easy, and part of me wishes you'd put yourself first. But I owe Akagi too. It's okay as long as you have a good reason. Putting yourself first doesn't mean you shouldn't ever make sacrifices. There's nothing wrong with going out of your way to help a friend. Now that Tsumugi has completed her contract, she can't form another. But that doesn't mean there's nothing she can do to help. She can still help Akagi collect fragments. This time, the kind of witch Tsumugi will become isn't one that will be bound by a contract. She'll become a witch born from her bond with Akagi and her genuine wish for her to become human. I don't have the right to say anything else on the matter. Since Tsumugi can't use a magic weapon, It's been decided that Ayachi-san and Soma-san will help her retrieve fragments.
相馬さんたちは子犬の事件で私たちに借りがあると思ってるんだよ。そんなことあんまり気にしなくていいのにね。
In the end, Hatsuma-san decided to raise the puppy. Whose wise idea was it to actually call it Shuji-kun though? Anyway, as a result, she's ready to have fragments retrieved from her. Won't you need to collect an insane number of fragments this time though?
それは仕方ないよ。覚悟の上だったし、何年かかってもやり遂げるつもりだったから。
Yeah, and I'll help you do it.
ありがとう、修二くん。
Tsumugi rests her head on my shoulder. Her breasts press up against my side in the process, sending my heart racing. We've been dating for a decent length of time now, but I'm still not used to it. Were you really content spending Christmas Eve with our families though? I was thinking you might have wanted to do something special with just the two of us.
どうかな。私にとっては十分特別だったよ。だって初めての彼氏を家族に紹介できたんだから、それってすごく特別なことだと思うな。
Yeah, you're right. I attempt to smooth things over with my answer. She may be satisfied, but I wanted to do something even more special with her. Actually, I've been preparing a surprise.
待って待って、修二くんはそこにいて。
Huh? Why?
いいからいいから。
The moment we get back to my place, she stops me at the door. She then walks into the home ahead of me.
じゃあ修二くん、入ってきていいよ。
Okay.
おかえりなさい、修二くん。
When I open the door, Tsumugi comes running over to me from the kitchen. And then she suddenly kisses me.
おかえりなさいのキスだよ。
Haha, I'm home. What's with the act though?
今のは新婚さんっていう設定だったから。
Huh?
だって昨日お互いのご両親に紹介し合ったばかりでしょ。夜寝る前とかね、修二くんとこのまま結婚したらどんな風かなっていっぱい想像しちゃったんだ。
Tsumugi. I pull her into an embrace and kiss her.
修二くん。
I'm home, Tsumugi.
おかえりなさいのキスは2回目だよ。
Why not? We can kiss as many times as we want.
じゃあ3回目のおかえりなさい。
And then there's the fourth and fifth time after that. Once we're done, we fill up our matching mugs with hot cocoa and move to the sofa.
ねえ修二くん、もしねサンタさんがいたら何が欲しいってお願いする？
Aren't you asking that question a little late? Though I say that, I still give it some thought.
いいからほら、私がサンタさんだと思って。
Ahaha, then I guess I'd ask for a wife? A kind, loving and soothing wife, one who will stay with me forever, one who's just like you. Tsumugi giggles bashfully, then sits on my lap.
じゃあはい、お嫁さんだよ。
Hooray! I wrap my arms around her waist. Is there anything you want from Santa then?
そうだな、私も旦那様が欲しいかな。修二くんみたいな優しくて、でもいざって時は頼りがいがあって、一緒にいるとドキドキさせてくれるような王子様がいいな。
He needs to be a husband and a prince?
そうだよ、私の王子様。
Ha ha ha, you give me quite the challenge, though maybe this little thing I got you could be our pumpkin carriage.
どういうこと？
I take out the present I've been hiding in my bag. Here, your Christmas present. I wanted to make it special to make up for the time we couldn't spend alone together. This is the surprise I've been planning.
嘘。開けていいの？
Yeah, just think of me as Santa. Tsumugi carefully opens the wrapping paper, making sure not to tear it. I'm pretty confident about this one. But now that the moment's here, I'm starting to worry if she'll actually like it.
わあ、うさぎのサンタさん？
Yeah, the themed accessory case we saw a while back. You said you liked it, so I went back alone to buy it.
修二君。それにこれ、小物入れに入ってるの？
There's a small jack-o'-lantern inside it. Reminds you of the Halloween party, right? I couldn't find any Christmas-themed jack-o'-lanterns, but hey, this can be our pumpkin carriage.
そんなことまで覚えててくれたんだ。
Tears are beginning to form in Tsumugi's eyes. Wait, why are you crying?
だって嬉しくて本当にシンデレラになれたみたいな気持ちなんだもん。私ももっといいのを用意しとけばよかった。
You got me something too?
私も2人で過ごせなかった分頑張ってプレゼントを用意してたんだけど、修二君の後じゃちょっと出しづらいな。
Why? I'll be happy with anything you give me.
だってなんだか恥ずかしくて。
So what? Come on, show me.
笑わないでね。
Tsumugi hands me a pair of gloves. But the knitting seems rather crude for them to be store-bought. No way. Did you make these?
ああ、もうやっぱり分かっちゃう。あんまりうまくないからやめとけばよかったかなって自分でも後悔してたんだから。
What are you talking about? I put the gloves on at once. Oh, they're so warm.
修二君、部屋の中なのにつけても仕方ないよ。
No, for real, I'm so happy. The evening sun shines a gentle glow across our faces. I'll treasure this for the rest of my life.
もう本当に大げさだよ。こっちの方がずっと宝物だもん。
She hugs the accessory box I got her to her chest.
やっぱり手袋くらいじゃ全然かなわないな。
Don't say that. Now I wish I had gotten you something handmade too. Like I could have made some kind of Christmas jack-o'-lantern.
これがいい。これが一番素敵なプレゼントだもん。
Tsumugi, neither could I. I'm gonna wear these gloves every day.
ちょっと恥ずかしいけど、そうしてくれると嬉しいな。来年までにはもうちょっと上手になっておくね。
Wait, you'll make me a pair next year too?
来年も再来年もだよ。あ、でも次はマフラーとかにするかもだけど。
Oh, that'd be great. I want the full set of Tsumugi made winter wear.
もうそれはさすがに恥ずかしいよ。
Really though, I think that'd be nice.
ありがとう。けど、やっぱりもうちょっと修二君を喜ばせてあげたいな。
Please, I'm over the moon for these, honest.
ダメ、私が納得できないの。
She gets off my lap with a bashful smile on her face.
着替えてくるからちょっとだけ待っててくれる？
Am I gonna have to wait long?
それとシャワー借りちゃってもいいかな？
Yeah, that's fine.
じゃあ修二君、ちょっとだけ待っててね。
Does her taking a shower mean what I think it means? I'm getting excited. The sun sets quickly today. Isn't she taking longer than usual? I'm getting all fidgety as I wonder what she's changing into. Hold up, shouldn't I be waiting in my room for this?
修二君、お待たせ。
But just then, Tsumugi returns. Oh, don't worry. Ah,
びっくりしたってことは覚えててくれたんだよね。
that's your she-devil outfit from Halloween.
この角、修二君がつけてくれたんだよ。
You had this whole outfit ready?
大切な思い出だから、また修二君に見せる時が来るかもって思ってたから。
Yeah, it really is cute. Super cute.
私もそう言ってくれたことちゃんと覚えてたから。これじゃあお返しにならない？
Holy shit! With words failing me, I express my appreciation through action.
修二君。
You're the best, Tsumugi. I hug her as tight as I can and whisper into her ear. Tsumugi wraps her arms around me in return. Her soft, abundant breasts are being squished between us.
大好きだよ、修二君。学校はハロウィンだけど、今日の私は修二君へのクリスマスプレゼントなんだからね。
Tsumugi,
修二君。
once our lips connect, there's nothing that can stop our passion.
修二君、修二君。
Well, I'll see you in a second.
サノバウィッチ。
And that's it. That was Tsumugi's route. So next time on Sabbat of the Witch, we're going to start Wakana's route. And I'll save Nene's route for last. Anyway, thanks so much for watching everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.